Zlatan is back. In part 1 we officially retired Zlatan and landed his first job at Bournemouth, where Zlatan led the Cherries to a surprisingly 11th place finish in the Premier League.
There's only one Zlatan.
However, with Zlatan doing incredibly well in his first season, it took attention by Daniel Levy, the Spurs owner, where Zlatan parted ways with Bournemouth and took on the challenge with Spurs.
Top Spur?
Zlatan started to rebuild Spurs into a winning side, and oh boy, didn't he do that right there, with Spurs picking up the Carabao Cup, the FA Cup and the European Conference League Cup at the end of the season. The question is, where is Zlatan going to go in part 2? Spurs, that is where we're going to start off part 2 to see if we can conquer the one English trophy we didn't do last season, and that was the Premier League. Looking at the team on paper, it doesn't really need much improvement with the window, to be honest. With Tammy Abraham out for 3 months, maybe a replacement striker there, but we have got the pigeon in Richarlison on the sub bench ready to go. But we have got Heung-min Son as well, with his contract expiring in 12 months, and at the age of 30 we could definitely get someone new and fresh right there, with the likes of Kingsley Coman on the opposite side of the wing, and also the likes of Kyle Walker deteriorating in overall as well. With the budget of being 99 million this window, I think we can definitely get some improvements here in this team, with the likes of Doogie as well, but the potential to be special as well. And 84 at the age of 21, the Italian at the back is definitely the one that could lead this charge in the defence. So with that being said, we are going to transfer Heung-min Son right here. Contracts by in 12 months right there. 89 overall, should get a bit of money for him on top of the 99 million, and also getting rid of some dead weight with the likes of Joe Rodon right here and Harry Winks. But you have got the return as well of Papi Matar Sarr from Senegal, linking up with Sadio Mane. Aussie guys overall right there. Showed great potential at the age of 21. Definitely going to be a good rotational player throughout the season. So we have finally got some offers over the last couple of days here for some of the players that we want to get rid of in the team, including Heung-min Son here, Harry Winks and Joe Rodon. The players that I did put him on the transfer list, so I'm going to accept them all, I do believe, especially with the someone 84 million, with the most I can get is 92. I think I'm going to be pushing my weight there, as he is now 32 as well, so he is going to drop a little bit in value. So it looks like Heung-min Son could be on his way to Borussia Dortmund. Let's see if we can get any good replacements. With our budget now being 186 million after the sale of Heung-min Son and some others, we thought we'd give this kid another chance in the English Premier League. But this time, with Spurs, Jadon Sancho comes over from United to release his inner Dortmund days at Spurs. He comes in for a whopping 100 million. It's time for this kid to have his redemption spark and show why he was one of the hottest prospects in world football at one stage of his career. Welcome Jadon Sancho, the star of many. Number 14 is going to tear it up on the wing. Come on. That's it, ladies and gentlemen. We're back in the transfer window, but this time it is for Jeremy Frimpong. He comes from Atletico Bilbao. Was that Leverkusen before that? But also he travelled to Spain, but now he's travelling to England for the mighty Spurs. He comes in for a whopping 56.5 mil right there. Plus Emerson Royal. I don't know why I said 0.5. What a shocker. I'm just excited about the Dutchman replacing Kyle Walker's position in the right back row. He's still in the team, Kyle Walker, but he's now going to be our substitutional fullback right there. But this man, up and down the wing, is going to be deadly. Jeremy Frimpong, welcome to the mighty Spurs. Let's see if we can bring anyone else in. So, ladies and gentlemen, the third sign of this window is again another Englishman, and again another redemption spark. We had to get rid of one of our players because he was moaning being on the bench, and that was Basuma. There's a swap deal with him and Calvin Phillips with a cheeky 3.5 mil on the side, because Man City, of course, are quite a greedy club. It's time to give this man another redemption as well. He's a good player, but doesn't get the game time at Man City, and with Basuma moaning and wanting to leave, this is an incredible way to get him back in English football. Come on. So with the team taking shape for Zlatan's second season with Spurs, with new signings with Jadon Sancho, Jeremy Frimpong and our backup rotational DM in Calvin Phillips, we can finally have a look of the objectives here and see what the board wants us to do for this season. Youth development, they're going to dodge this right now, get into the third season. I think Zlatan's bottled this from the first season. We tried it with that Swedish player, but nothing really worked out. Brand exposure, get a 10 game with at least one goal scored in home game matches. I'm pretty confident we can do that throughout the calendar year. Financially, yeah, whatever. I mean, critical priority there, but, you know, with Daniel Levy involved, I think we'll be absolutely fine. Domestic success, win the league. That is why we're still at Spurs. We want to do that. Can we do the double in the FA Cup? And they actually want us to win the Champions League. Very high stakes there and priorities for Daniel Levy and Spurs. The question is, with this brand new team, can we do it? Let's get to the end of the season and let's find out. So here we have it then. The end of the season is here. The question is, has Zlatan carried Spurs all the way to a Premier League title? Let's have a look here. And we've done it.
Are you serious?
And I'll tell you what, we've absolutely demolished it. It looks like our final game is at Anfield. Are we going to lift the title there? Let's just get right into it. I mean, look at the stats on some of them players there. We'll get to that in a moment, but let's have a look quick gander here. Quick simulation here. Coming in with a bang. And we do. We get the 2-1 with Udogie and Abraham getting one late, which secures Zlatan pretty much completing English football in the higher tier division. Well done. The question is, have we got into any other finals? And I tell you what, we have pretty much completed English football. We've got the double already. We have beaten Man City early on in the season in the Community Shield. Bit of a boring trophy, but we'll definitely take it. Here's another bit of silverware and a collection for Zlatan in his management career. Let's have a look at the FA Cup here. Have we done this again? And we haven't. We have fell short with Man City finally getting their own bit of silverware this year for a 3-2 win over Chelsea. Let's see where we've come here. We got knocked out by Ipswich, a very decent team. Ipswich, a former Premier League side, and they get the 3-2 win over us. Fair play to them indeed. Let's have a look at the Quadruple Cup here. Have we done this one? No. Our arch rivals in Arsenal got the 3-0 win at Wembley against West Ham. Where did we get knocked out to there then? Oh, we actually got knocked out to our rivals in Arsenal. It went to penalties and they came on top. Fair play to Arsenal. But the big question is, are we in the Champions League final? Could we be on for the treble? Let's have a little look here. Champions League. And I can't believe it. It looks like we're in the final against the reigning Champions League winners, Man City. Can Tottenham do it? Can we get the treble? Can we upset Man City again on the biggest stage of them all at the Champions League final? Let's get into the lineups. Before we get into the lineups, I've had a shocker. I forgot to announce the player of the tournament and the team of the tournament and the other stuff that comes with it. Player of the tournament goes to Tammy Abraham, our striker. I'll be very surprised he has not got the golden boot as well. Goalkeeper of the tournament goes to Edison, the Man City goalkeeper. Very, very good goalkeeper, the Brazilian right there. Golden boot goes to Tammy Abraham. Look at the stats he's got. An average match rate of 8.1. Only getting 1 assist. The transfer value of 96 million. And I'll tell you why he has got that right now. 30 appearances and 26 goals is ridiculous. Fair play. What an investment we have done right there. Team of the tournament now though. And oh boy, there's some Spurs players right there. Once again, he has had a shocker not playing the player of the tournament and the golden boot winner. Not in the team of the tournament with Osimhen, Anthony and Haaland getting over there. But literally our back four in Romero, Jimenez, Udogie and Simon is in there with Madison in the middle right there. So now, ladies and gentlemen, I will be getting into the lineups for the Champions League final against Man City. Come on. So as shown here, we have it, the Champions League lineups here for Spurs versus Man City. Final time is now at the Benfica Stadium. As you can see though, the most obvious thing we can see is Romero, the booking king, has got a red card, so he misses the final. So it looks like Mickey van der Ven goes in, and I'll tell you what, we'll get in the player of Saar on the rotational right there, so he can work in between Benjamin, Kimmich and Phillips and Lo Celso if they ever do come on. Regards to that, it will obviously be our strongest team. Look at Udogie as well in the left back row. 89 is ridiculous for the Italian right there. Looks like Sancho's coming to his own as well, growing. Same with Tammy Abraham and Madison. But looking at City team, you can see why they're in this position again. They've got obviously the likes of Cole Palmer that's just gone to Chelsea, Haaland, Foden, Perot, Bissouma, who we did actually swap out for Calvin Phillips. It's going to be a bit of a wild one in that midfield. Hopefully he might get a bit of revenge. You never know, or we're going to get some. Who knows what's going to happen. But let's get into the phone 90 and see if we can get Zlatan the treble and the biggest stage of them all, the Champions League. Come on. So here we have it then at the Benfica Stadium. I'm not going to try and pronounce their full name because I'm going to have a shocker doing that. But regards to that, it is white versus the light blue. Kimmich and Ruben Diaz lean out the sides today. Kimmich looking to lift another bit of silverware in the Spurs colours. He's lifted a lot since he's come here. He's obviously leaned this team to victory a lot of times throughout his career in the Spurs colours. But here's the dangerous man in hand. He's the one to watch. Potentially the Ballon d'Or winner very soon. But Can we do it? Come on, boys. So here we have it then. Number 9, Tammy Abraham. Probably the best striker in world football at the moment. I'm going to say it. Yes, he's 89 overall, but the stats he's been putting up in the first 1 or 2 seasons, it's ridiculous. He could be up there as one of the greats for England. Definitely going to be the replacement of Harry Kane, it seems like, in the England team. With regards to that, we've got a Dogie here. Not a rim, actually. No one's closing him. We go for the little shot there. Dogie goes for the near post shot, but Edison palms out. Maybe he's going to put on a masterclass display. He was the goalkeeper of the tournament in the Premier League. So is he going to do something today? We've got Joshua Kimmich here, our man in the middle. Going to wing it in here. It's going into number 2. And Mickey van der Ven. Oh, and Tars done really well. Goes into Perron, Herrera, Cole Palmer. The rat that went to Chelsea. Looking for more game time. But he's getting it in Man City today. He's also grown to be a baller. Goes into Phil Foden though. Iron Phil, number 47 here. Gets past. Number 3, plays it inside. Perot. It's a good shot. Goal! And the former Spurs man in Basoma, the new number 8, nearly scores. There's me looking on thinking I should have bloody kept him. Unlucky. Come on, let's get the shot. There's no messing around here. We want to start strong. 13 minutes in now. And City get the best chance of the game so far. But now we're going to retaliate. It's the reason why we won. There's a ball through there. Jadon Sancho. A bit of play, but Madison needed to shoot just a little bit better there. But what I was saying was the reason why Jadon Sancho came to this team, because he could do stuff like that. The reason why we won the Premier League. We are very frightening indeed. So James Maddison with a very poor shot attempt at goal. Cost us potentially going 1 up in this game. But we've got a corner kick in there. Unlucky. Can it go down here? First time shot there. Les and Haas to Palmer out. But Ruben Diaz is there to collect it, the number 3. Basoma on the ball still. Gives it into Herrera. Herrera on the ball. Goes into Cole Palmer, into Erling Haaland, the man we need to... I'll tell you what, Mickey van der Ven done really well. I was going to say neutralise the most. But Haaland, could we go again here? Goes through Van der Ven. The substitutional centre-back does really well, but we lose the ball with a very sloppy clearance when number 7, Jan Konato, goes in. Palmer goes to Basoma. Him and his does really well, but Haaland's done really well with the strength. Keeps it alive. Haaland's done well to turn him. Foden on the ball here, and Simon has to force the save. It goes out for a corner kick. So corner kick for Man City, looking like the more dominant team. You would expect that being Pep Guardiola side. But Simon there with a very poor cross from Phil Foden. Going to try and throw it quick here into Kingsley Coman. No option at the moment. Tammy Abraham. A little bit of play this from Spurs. Benchicor. Can he get into Kingsley Coman? Kozman. There's a bit of skill there. Keeps going. Going back out wide there. Jadon Sancho looking for the near post of Tammy! And the defender just does enough. Jonathan Tah just puts off Abraham just enough to put it into the hands of Edison. Ball gets played out wide from Perron to Cole Palmer. We all know he's very tricky. This player very underrated. But Mickey van der Ven does well, but he clears it line. Paul Haaland could be through here. What a save! The Spaniard in goal. Sure, why he should have been the goalkeeper of the tournament in the Premier League. What a save that is. Goes out for a corner kick though. Phil Foden swings the ball in, goes into Haaland! And Jeremy Frimpong does well, but we still can't clear our lines. Abraham needs support. Number 9 holding it up. Does really well. Going for an audacious switch. Could have backfired. But Van der Ven will easily beat Phil Foden in the air. Possession lost poorly though. That's not very good though. Could be going through here. Haaland! And Simon's keeping us here. We need a better second half it seems. Could just get the ball out. Put too much pressure. And the ball does go out for 0-0 going into the second half. We're looking very ropey at the back. A terrible switch from David Abraham. Nearly left that man to score. But Simone, our goalkeeper, right there doing unbelievable. We need to be better in the second half. 0-0. I'll let you know for many changes. Second half has begun. No changes from myself. I'm feeling okay. Maybe I should... Well, to be honest, we need Romero. But him being a very dirty player... He got a red card, but Mickey van der Ven's doing alright to be honest. I think it might be Jimenez that might be letting it down. He can't do it over. Haaland could be through here. Erling Haaland. A little bit of trickery from Haaland. Trickery feet. Goes into Cole Palmer. We just got the block there. Feeling the pressure from Man City a lot. Jadon Sancho on the ball here now. Goes into Kingsley Coman. Releases the pressure of everyone. Good switch out wide. Goes in. Oh, everyone's in the way. Can Coman get it back in? Goes into Udogie. Udogie! Oh, he hit the bar. He hit the bar. Kimmich, I meant to say, puts a lovely ball through to Udogie, the Italian stallion at the back, but he hits the bar. Unlucky. So, Udogie hitting the bar there. makes us having the best chance of this game. But City are the better team at the moment. We just need to keep and stay strong. Basoma does well against Kimmich. But Kimmich, the main man, comes out on top. Gives it into Jadon. Jadon, lovely pass there. Need an option here. Coman's got a lot of room to bounce, to be fair, but Ruben Diaz gets the block. Perron finds Erling Haaland. Haaland looking for a bit of trickery here. Do not let him run. Running down the wing here. It's not where Haaland wants to be. Just got to keep it moving. Well done. Goes inside here. Goes into Perron.
Oh no!
And Man City take the lead. There's me slating Haaland on the wing. And he's just sent 2 players to the shops and worked it inside. And eventually it goes into Perron. Number 32 celebrates with Pep Guardiola. This is not good for Spurs. Could we be on the verge of bottling the Champions League? Look at this from Haaland. Just sends us all there. Hypnotises everyone. Goes back to Phil Foden. He plays it into Perron. And it goes past the Spanish man in goal. And they make it 1-0. We need a bounce back. Radio. We need a big comeback here. Because this is going to be hard to bring back Man City here. They know what to do in these situations now after just winning it in real life. Could get someone here though. Jaden Basoma there, our former player. That's a bit of a sour one to take. That does really well. And I tell you what, they could be on for something again here. Don't let Haaland actually get on the ball this time because he's really good with his feet. He's obviously grown up in stats in that department. Goes in back into Erling Haaland. We're struggling at the back here. Cole Palmer. Come on, boys. Got to get this ball out. He's doing really well, Cole Palmer. I've got to say. He's been probably their man of the match, I'd say. Perron. Come on, boys. Got to get something going here. Got to get the fight back in our bellies. Foden goes in. Oh, that was nearly good play. Out we go, please. Come on. Nice. Well done. Benjamin keeps it alive in the middle. Goes into Coman. Tabby Abraham's making the run. Tabby Abraham, you've got to score this. Tabby Abraham, oh, he's balled it.
Really?
Oh, I can't believe he's balled that. I can't believe it. Substitution time. Lo Celso comes on for Madison, the Argentine. How has Tabby Abraham missed that with all them goals he scored? Oh, that could have been our last chance. The amount of goals Tabby Abraham has scored. And he didn't put that one away. I didn't put enough power on it. Don't feel like I did anyway, but it goes far over. Jack Grealish, the pisshead from Ibiza, on the ball, trying to send me there. He's got no shin pads in, his stocks are low, but he's done really well. Goes into Perron, Phil Foden, Herrera, bang into Haaland. Haaland tries to turn, but Jimenez is there. Come on, boys. Oh, it's a poor clearance. Oh, Frimpong's on the floor. What's he doing? Sancho, inside. Goes into Kingsley. Kingsley Coman needs something magical from you. Can he find Tabby Abraham? Oh, why would you shoot like that? Oh, that would have been Olivier Giroud, but he bottled it. Come on, it's still alive. Last chance of the game, lads. Kimmich goes inside. Benchicle's there. Benchicle! Oh, it's gone over. That's got to be it. It's one last chance. Jonathan Tah comes off from Kimpembe. He comes on. The celebrations could be happening. It's our last chance, the last kick of the game. It swings into the box. Tabby Abraham's there. And I think that's it. That's it.
Great banter. It really is.
Man City have won the Champions League. Zlatan is still missing the Champions League title in his cabinet. Is Spurs the team to do it with? Do we go again? Is the press, is Daniel Levy not going to be satisfied enough for that? His objective was for us to win the Champions League. But the Spaniard in Man City, in Pep Guardiola, has done it here today. They've gone for the back-to-back, and oh boy, they have done it. I've got to say, they played better and they took their chances. Tabby Abraham skied over the ball and then went for Olivier Giroud. And look what happened because of it. Man City have won the Champions League. The question is, where does that leave Zlatan with Spurs? Because he did win the Premier League. But is it going to be good enough for Daniel Levy? Or has Zlatan got more ambitions to follow? We'll have to find out. We continue on. So there it is. Confirmation. Man City have won the Champions League. But before we get into our potential next season to go for the Champions League, let's have a look at some of the stats here with some of our players. Let's have a look. Let's have a little gander. So as you can see, I mean, how the hell has Abraham not scored that last chance? I don't know. But look at them stats. 36 goals in 47 appearances. James Maddison, 20 and 11. Kingsley Coman, 14-15. And the new sign as well, Jadon Sancho, 15. And Benjamin with 10 assists. Like I said though, the question is, what happens next for Zlatan Ibrahimović? With the weeks going by and with Zlatan winning the double, it has attracted some giant clubs, including PSG, where Zlatan couldn't resist going back to the French side where he truly became a legend of the game. With them coming second in the league and bowling the Champions League every year, I think this is the perfect place for Zlatan to go. Good luck to Spurs, but Zlatan is on his way to France. So Zlatan is back in France at the capital of PSG. Looking at the team here now though, Mbappe really being the only standout player with Vitinha, Donnarumma and Davies. The rest are kind of just slowing down the team. You can see why they came second to Marseille. Things need to be changed in the PSG team. I mean, this is PSG we're on about here. I mean, there needs to be some players leaving. I mean, what is John Stones doing in PSG? That is just not realistic at all, is it? So by doing that, he is getting sold right there. And the same with Marcus Thuram, with having João Pedro, it seems, coming over. 24.83, he can be definitely a very good backup right there. Let's see who else they got. Mr. Tail here, he can go out on low, I feel like. And I'll tell you what, N'Golo Kante, you're loved by all, but it's time for you to go. The 35 Frenchman, the World Cup winner, is leaving PSG. So just playing around with the team here, this is what I've gone with at the end, which I feel like will suit PSG to the fullest, and that's the 4-3-2-1 with Mbappe beyond on his own there. We're just having two silky players just behind him, but as you can see, we need a lot of signings, a lot of moving around, maybe the centre mid row, and especially two brand new attackers. With Thuram leaving for 42.7 million and N'Golo Kante going to my former team Spurs for 15.6 million, we went for one of our realistic signings that's just happened in real life. Ousmane Dembele. He comes in for around the 82 million mark. An absolute 5-star silky player that can definitely link up with Mbappe. Another Frenchman to another Frenchman. That's the green link right there, but he gets the number 10 shirt. Formerly worn, I believe, by Lionel Messi. I don't think it would actually. It was number 30, but regardless of that, Ousmane Dembele, the skillful player on the wing, is in PSG. Next signing, ladies and gentlemen, goes to a man that has got so much promise. He's just gone to Brighton in real life on loan, with the likes of John Stones as well, selling for 23 mil to cover the wages. Ansu Fati has joined PSG. The Spaniard on the wing, bags of potential. Not getting as much game time, I do believe, at Barcelona, but at PSG, with the overall of 88 as well, he 100% will be in the starting lineup with Ousmane Dembele and Mbappe up top. He gets the number 11 shirt. What a frightening top three that's going to be. Question is, can it win the league and the Champions League? We will find out very, very soon. Welcome, Fati. And lastly, ladies and gentlemen, our last signing until we advance further with PSG goes to Thuram. He's at Juventus at the moment, but we're going to bring him back to the French league. He's 25.85 and we got him on a free with a straight swap deal with Zakaria. We needed that brute in the middle with Vitinha and Renato Sanchez being the little playmakers. The 6'4" Frenchman comes into that midfield on a free. Welcome Thuram. We are ready to rumble with PSG. So finally the team has come into place with backup on every position. The wings, the fullbacks, the centre backs. And I tell you what, we're going to change Mbappe as the captain. He's deserved it. The Frenchman with the likes of Fati and Dembele coming to the team and Thuram rocking in that DM row / centre mid. Kind of being like the rude hood of the team with Vitinha and Renato Sanchez behind. This team is going to be very scary. And also, look at this player right here. Long. Literally just long.
Okay.
20 years old. The Canadian, 85 overall. Bit of a hidden talent right there. Lots of pace and good defending stats. Be intrigued to see how he gets on near the end of the season. Before we get this show on the road though, we must have a look of our objectives from the owners of PSG. The directors, what have they got in store for us? Youth development is pretty low, which is ideal. Brand exposure, I'm expecting this to be absolutely brutal. I mean, I can see a lot of criticals, but get a streak of 15 games with at least one goal scored this season, signed 3 players born in Asia. Not going to really bother with that, let's be honest, right there. Financially, 2 seasons increase your club worth by 20%, and also domestic success, win the league and win the cup and win the Champions League. I don't know why it's saying 1 game right there in the top right hand corner on the brand exposure. Very strange indeed, but without further ado, let's see how this PSG team gets on. Let's go. So ladies and gentlemen, here we are then. The end of the season has arrived and it looks like our last game is at the Stade Municipal against Rennes away. Have we won the Liga? I've got a funny feeling we have, and we have absolutely cruised it. We're only losing 2 games. Let's get this game over and done with, and then we'll see if we are in potentially the Champions League final. Look at the ratings. Bastoni 91. Oh my, look at Mbappe 97. Oh my god. Quick sim this. Hopefully should be an easy result here. And we got the 3-0 with, of course, Mbappe scoring the last goal right there. But this is where it's going to get interesting. The loading screen. Are we in a final? That's the question. Should be able to give us an invitation. I tell you what, I think we are. Let's have a look. And we are. Oh, I can't believe it.
I can't stand this.
It's against Zlatan's former club that he did play his last game for. Look at the last game though. 6-1 against Juventus away. Jesus, man. But oh, this is going to be a horrible final, but game's the game. It is what it is. The question is though, have we won any other cups, or are we going to get into any other cups after the Champions League final? You never know. Let's have a look here. The Coppa Nazionale. Let's have a look at this one. And we have got the final of the Coppa Nazionale after the PSG versus Milan game. Fair enough indeed. I mean, against Montpellier, I reckon we can definitely get that on a quick sim and maybe potentially secure another trophy. Let's have a look here. The trophy to champions. Have we won that one? And of course we have. We have beaten one of our rivals in a Linky Don Marseille right there. I think I pronounced that wrong. Probably haven't. Absolutely probably butchered it. But 3-2 right there. So we've done the double. We're potentially on for the treble. And if we beat Montpellier, we have done the quadruple. So without further ado, let's get into the lineups against Milan. So here we have it. Here is the lineups for the Champions League final. Zlatan finds himself in another final, but this time it is in Milan and he's at PSG at the Parc des Princes. As you can see, they're standing out straight away. It's kind of the Romero situation. Firm has got a red card, so we're going to take him out very quickly and probably play Ruiz right there and get on. Let's give Peters, actually no, Fazzini. He goes in as the replacement right there. So looking at the teams on paper now, ours is just absolutely ridiculous. We've seen us by now with Mbappe leading the attack with a 97 in a row, with Fati and Dembele just behind him. Rafael Leao, Ramos, Goncalves, Olmo, Fernandes, Tonali, Schlosslebeck, Tomori, Florenzi, Hernandez and Mainan in goal. A very strong Milan team indeed. Could be very upsetting one this for Zlatan. Let's see what happens. Come on, boys. So here we have it then. Milan versus Paris Saint-Germain. Zlatan with 2 teams he dearly loves, but he has to be on the PSG side today to conquer that trophy right there. He missed out on it last time to Man City. He doesn't want to do it again. It's a very, very strong team for both sides. A lot of superstars. But can we do it? Can Mbappe beat Rafael Leao Milan team? Let's find out. So here we have it then. Kylian Mbappe kicking off the game. Let's see what this game has in store for Zlatan and PSG. Right, just keeping the ball quite close to me at the moment. I mean, not really forcing it too much, but a bit of a sloppy pass there from the Italian Bastoni. I think it's Italian Bastoni. It seems that he's got an Italian name. But he goes into Ronaldo Sanchez right now. A nice pullback there from the Portuguese man, but Dani Olmo, the Spaniard, the cam does well. And now Gonzalo Ramos. Look at the break now with this mistake. Rafael Leao works it inside. One from Bastoni. Long. Oh, the Canadian's done wrong. Got 2 Canadians in the full-back rows. And they've had a shocker there. Well done there. Well done from Nato. Go down line. Let's see if we get a counter for this. Give it to Kylian Mbappe. He's the one that's going to make this team tick. And I tell you what, he has. Frenchman, the new sign, the £90 million man! Piercing past Mainan. Number 10. Dembele makes it 1-0 for PSG. In the 13th minute with Mbappe with the assist. This is more like it in a Champions League final. No more balling like we did at Spurs. We're coming to the Champions League final. We're taking the bloody home trophy back to France. I mixed up my words, but what a finish there from Dembele into the bottom left corner. We'll take it, but can we get more and keep out Milan? Rightio, so Milan kicks off the game once again. Not the start they wanted, but like I said, can we keep them out? That is the question. Gonzalo Ramos plays the LBY approach there, gets past. And Carlos does really well though, goes inside to Dani Olmo, goes back here, good save from Donnarumma. And Long just gets his foot in front of Leao to get the shot off a goal. Milan look promising there. Bruno Fernandes, the Rasa, Man United in the Milan team now. Gets into the box there, had a goal. The Slotterbeck contested forward Donnarumma. We're not going to rush this here. We want to let people get out. Right, we'll just roll the ball there into Lenoed. Goes in to Fabian. In to Afonso Davies. He knows he likes to go down the wings. Does well there, finds Mbappe in the gap. Mbappe, not one man you want to let through on goal. Does well here. Kylian Mbappe, oh, tries to get past the Englishman and Tomori, but he gets denied. And Carlo Ramos still on the ball here, gives it to Olmo. He's the one that's making it tick. And I tell you what, he's giving it to the Newcastle man, Tonali. We can't get a good lock on. Oh my God, I thought we put it in our own net. Let's go quicker though. Rafael was lurking on that back post, but the pass wasn't the best. Give it in to Mbappe. Ronaldo chop. Learned that from his icon in Cristiano Ronaldo, but it backfired and now goes into Ramos and Milan. Goes into Olmo. What can he do here? Goes back to Gonzalo Ramos. He goes for the finesse. And Donnarumma, the tall man, does really well. After that scary counter there, we got the ball on the wing. Can we get someone to use Ansu Fati? We haven't used him at all really much this game, but he is on the ball now. Ansu Fati down to pass one. Can he find the inside pass? He can. To Vitinha. Vitinha goes for the shot here and he's hit the post. Vitinha has hit the post and Mainan collects the ball, which I do believe will probably go out for the half-time whistle any moment now. And it is, I stand corrected. I mean, what a half of football we've had right there. Milan are calling though. They are knocking on the door, but they just need that last clinical pass to work for them, and I think they could score. So we need to sharpen up at the back. But attack-wise, we're getting very unlucky. Early goal from Dembele. We'll take it. 1-0 at the break. I'll let you know for many changes. Right, ladies and gentlemen, only one substitution, and that's Lenormand goes off for Simakan at the back. Both 87 overall. But I feel like Simakan's got a little bit more agility and he's a bit younger, a bit more agile on the ball, a bit more pacier. And I think we need that with the likes of Gonzalo Ramos, Olmo and Rafael running through on guard. Just concentrate there because they didn't need to mug me off with the skill. Davies fires Ansu though. Ansu, show us what you got, my son. The little Spaniard runs through here. No one's closing in. Goes past all of them here and he goes for the shot at goal, but Mainan denies him there. Theo Hernandez, number 19, works inside to Tonali. A very good player for Newcastle in real life. I've got to say, what a sign that was. Didn't expect it at all, no one did, but what a sign he has worked out for the Newcastle men. Well played here from Rafael, trying to juke out long. And he's not having any of the Canadian pitting of the season this life. And I'll tell you what, we can count off this now. Let's get someone going again on this wing with these two Frenchmen. It's a bit of deja vu from the first half. It looks like Dembele could be running through here. Dembele! He's bowled it. He's bowled it. He has bottled that chance. They took it too close to the keeper and it backfired on him. Bruno Fernandes now, the playmaker, goes to Gonzalo Ramos. Olmo goes for the LBY approach to Pedro Goncalves, the Portuguese man. Goes into his former teammates here in Portugal in Bruno Fernandes. Fernandes retiring now, I think, from the Portuguese side. Probably quite old, hence why I said that. But you never know, he might prove me wrong. 17 minutes are approached now and still one goal. But I tell you what, Mbappe's making the run past Tomori and Florenzi does well. No goals from Mbappe, but I tell you what, something could potentially happen here. There's an LBY to Mbappe. Can Mbappe get it? And it's him. It's the 97 Kylian Mbappe with a fantastic final in the final. Oh, I can't even bloody speak. What a volley that was from Kylian Mbappe. He gets the goal in the final. That's what I wanted to try and say. The cocky celebrations are back out. The quick LBY from Dembele. A goal and assist for both of them today. Link up together. That's why we brought Dembele in. What a volley from the 97 Mbappe. Definitely on for the Ballon d'Or. What a finish. And I tell you what, I think we've won the Champions League. So Zlatan is shaking with emotions for Milan, but also shaking with excitement for the possibility that PSG have finally won the Champions League. And he is the man to lead them to do it. But don't speak too soon here, because Rafael, but look at that, Simakan sits down with the Portuguese man. Very Portuguese side, actually. Actually, when I think about it, Gonzalo Calves, Bruno Fernandes, Rafael, Ramos, it's all Portuguese. Here we go, though. I'll tell you what, we could be on for a third here. They're all going out to attack. Milan have collapsed. Back post option could be on here to Ansu Fati. Good touch there. We get something now. Oh, still alive. And they got the challenge. What can he do here? A little pace from. They need a goal now to get someone out of this game. But it is offside. We are going to get a blue end here just to get that cover in the middle for the last 4 or 5 minutes. But it looks like they brought on Lukaku. What the hell is he going to do? Let's be honest. Lukaku is a bit of a flop these days, but I don't think he's going to do anything now because it looks like we're on the verge of finally winning the Champions League. Goes into Renato here. Can Ronaldo do something here? Goes into Dembele. We get it into Mbappe, but it isn't good enough. 1 minute added on. Can we get one more goal to get it? And then we can't get it. But ladies and gentlemen, we have done it. Finally, Zlatan has got his hands on the Champions League trophy. Challenge is completed. We have done it. We have gone to PSG, which seems like his last season as manager for this career mode special today, ladies and gentlemen. He has picked up the treble with PSG as well. It could be a quadruple with Montpellier after this, but the big one, the one we wanted the most, the main objective has been completed. The Champions League has done with a fantastic finish from Dembele and especially Kylian Mbappe, who will get his hands on the Champions League trophy in just a second. Ansu Fati, he was a bit quiet that game, but you know, when he was on the ball, he was very exciting to watch and play with. With the people like Long as well and Davis, 2 Canadians. Who would have thought that? 2 Canadians at the back line for PSG, but it worked, so I've got to give it to him. But there is Kylian Mbappe, cementing his legacy even more with lifting the Champions League title and also cementing Zlatan's legacy as a very, very good manager. The question is, can we do the quadruple against Montpellier? Let's find out. So here we have it then, officially the last game for Zlatan and this career mode, especially with PSG. Let's just get right into this. I'm feeling really confident that we can win this today. Let's just get right into it on the simulation here. We're especially at home as well. Let's have a look here. Let's have a look. And we have won 3-2, which means Zlatan Ibrahimović, with his first return back to PSG, has won the quadruple. Well done to Zlatan. Let's see the player stats throughout the season. So here we have it then, lads. Here are the stats for the players this season, and there's one standout person. We can all see, I'm highlighting them already. 49 goals in 56 appearances for Kylian Mbappe. Look at the Champions League, 15 goals in 13 appearances. I mean, you expect that with a 97 overall. I mean, what is this financially? 216 million is ridiculous. Let's have a look at some of the other players as well. Thuram as well, who did get a red card, also did really well, getting 15 goals, the second top goal scorer in the centre mid row. What a swap deal that was with Zakaria right there. Ousmane Dembele, a bit quiet, but he got the job done to get the quadruple for the team. The same with Vitinha and Fati and the backup striker in João Pedro. But there you go, ladies and gentlemen. We have completed the challenge of Zlatan Ibrahimović with him in Season 1, sorting out Bournemouth to finish them in 11th position, making them better than ever. Then leaving Bournemouth to go to Spurs in Season 2 and winning the treble with them. Then staying at Spurs once again in Season 3 to win the Premier League and the Community Shield. And lastly, going to PSG to win the quadruple. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, if you did like this video today, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next challenge. Bye.